Hi Samantha, I think you've done a pretty good job creating this cup. You may have used the pen tool. It looks like there might be some different segments here. So you can zoom in on this. I'm going to grab the white arrow and grab this and push shift to make that turn white. And then I can line this up a little bit better. And then we can go to Object, Path, Join. Let's see, did I get this? Let's get on a little closer. Okay, it's kind of strange. Is there a fill color on this? Yeah, so we have a fill color. Let's get rid of that fill color. Oh, looks like you don't need that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this up. I just had to kind of see how this is constructed. We'll take the fill color out. And I might... Okay, so there's a bunch of different lines here. Might need to clean that up a little bit. One thing we can do that might work pretty well is grab this, Command-C, Command-V, make a copy. We do have this part filled in. This is kind of a nice clean shape. This is a nice clean shape because you can fill it in. Yeah, this is a pretty decent shape. It's not the same on both ends, which actually gives it that hand-drawn look, and I kind of like that. Might want to delete that. This could have a color in the middle. We could bring the text above. Let's see. Just have to grab that and do an arrange. Bring to front. We'll move this back up. And it's okay if it sticks out a little bit. I actually kind of like that. I would make this text box, or this box, a little bit bigger. You did use a font pair, which I like. This is attached to something here that we don't want. So we're going to delete these anchor points. I think something happened here, maybe where you put the text inside of this shape. Okay, so we can just do a Command A, which is a select all, Command C, and then drag out another text box and a Command V. And let's just delete this one because it's kind of messy. Put that back. With this shack text, I like it, but I would say we want to make it a little thicker. And there is a bold, so we want to use the bold. And maybe even with this protein text, I think it's spelled like this, isn't it? I before E except after C, I think. Okay, let's see if there's a bold here. Oh yeah, there is a bold. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. This is the one area that's a little bit messy, or one of the areas. It for the most part it's not too bad, but so I see what you did here. This shape doesn't have a line that goes the whole way around it. We could, honestly, for this shape, we could delete this. We could grab the ellipse tool and just drag out kind of a skinny ellipse. And then we could, actually, one thing that would work even better is the rounded ellipse tool. And just kind of drag out a nice little, it's the rounded rectangle tool, sorry. That's going to work pretty well for that. This, delete that, and right here we can use the pen tool, and we can actually click where we left off, click here, and hopefully join it into there, but I am going to have to zoom in, push shift on the keyboard with the white arrow tool, so that I can, shift, click, so that turns white, and that tells me that I can move that around. I just want to make it line up nicely. I'm going to use the space bar with the hand, and that will help me to line up these things nicely. And if the anchor point's white, it will move for you. If it isn't, you just have to shift click on it to turn it white. Okay, so with this shape, it is basically finished now, but I added to it with the pen tool. I had to select it, have it selected, and then click to create a closed shape, but now I can actually fill this in with like a color if I want to, and I just need to do an arrange, send to back. I'm not saying that it looks great black, but we do want a little bit of boldness to our design. So this one might actually be good to switch the fill and stroke color on. Maybe this one too. I don't know, this one might look good too, like that. Something like that. What does this one look like if it was the same? And if this was white, I would make it very bold. That might look nice. Then you would want to create your muscly arms. You can use the blob brush or paintbrush tool to create, your arm shapes. Let's see. So this is the paintbrush. You can draw with to create your arm. It doesn't look great, but obviously if you brought in your little sketch that you made, you could work off of your sketch. You can change your brush styles if you are using, let's say a different kind of paintbrush tool here. We can use different paintbrushes. If you want a different style, if you want a really clean style, which might actually match this little bit, we could use some shapes to create the arm. Maybe we want to make a really stylized looking arm out of shapes. I think it would really help to work off of your sketch though that you made. So you might want to do a file place and bring that in. So these are shapes. You can use the shape builder and just draw lines to create kind of an arm shape. This is just really rough. This isn't exactly how you would do it. But once you make one arm, you can do a Command-C, Command-V. Then you can control-click or right-click and transform and reflect the object and push OK. And then you could put two arms on here. I think that's what you had in your final, or in your last sketch. And you might want to make this match style-wise by filling it in black, much like the body of the shake is. Something like this might be good for your black and white logo. Of course, these arms are not exactly what we want, and we might actually want to arrange these and send them to back so that they're behind the protein shake, and maybe we'd add a white border to that just to give it some depth. So something like that, maybe for your black and white logo. This has a space in the file name, so we're going to have to watch out for that when we save out our files. We want to create outlines with our text once we get it looking the way we want it to. We'll do a file save as. Let's pretend we're in a documents folder, but I'm just going to do this on the desktop because I have too many things in my documents. And then I can do logo design project. Make sure you have a logo design project folder. Create. We want to put this shake. What is it called? Shake Shack? Protein Shack. And then we want to put BW on there. I think I'm spelling I before E. Yeah. I think that's right. I don't know. You'll have to double check it. I'm not very good at spelling. So, and then save that. Push OK. I do notice that your artboard's not set up to 3x3, so make sure you fix that. And then you'll have to grab this. You can use this tool, the free transform, and pushing shift to downsize that. But so to edit artboards, you go on the black arrow. Oops, sorry, I'm not quite sure what just happened. Did I just lose my Illustrator? Let's see. Edit artboards and 3x3, and then you can use this tool, the free transform tool, to scale down while pushing shift. So make sure you fix that too, and fix the file name, and then do a file save as. Save out once you get the black version looking the way you want it to and you've saved it out, you want to do a file save as and save out the color version, and you want to put the color information in the file. And you want to do an AI, push save. Okay. And then we can use the wide arrow tool to actually add color. So since this is the color version, we can add color to our logo in theory. Obviously, hopefully, you're able to make better looking arms than this. But maybe, you know, adding your color the way you want it to look, getting that the way you want it to, then do it in File Save or Command S on a Mac or Control S on a Windows. And then, so now we have the black and white, or no, that's not it. We have the CMYK and the black and white AI files, and then we just need to do a file export as, to get the JPEGs of each of these. And we want to keep the naming conventions the same. We want to make sure that the black and white's on grayscale, 300 ppi. When we export, then we want to do file export as. Definitely remember to use Artboard's checkbox there. You want to do that. Make this JPEG. Just keep the file name the same. Make this CMYK, for this is the CMYK version. 300 ppi, and then push OK. And so you would zip up your folder. But this is what it would look like. So you have two JPEGs, one of the CMYK, one of the black and white. We want to remove the -01. And this is what you would do. And then you would just do a control click on this and compress it and give me that zip file for a grade in Brightspace by the due date. Hopefully that explains the process to you. And don't forget to outline your fonts. Don't forget to clean up your shapes and add the arms in like you did on your other on your rough drafts, or not on your rough draft, but on your thumbnails. So anyway, we'll talk to you later. Bye.